Hello everybody and welcome, my name is CYPRyan and look at this start we've got today. Lots of floodplains, lots of rivers, lots of mountains, and we are going to be doing something a little bit different, something I haven't tried in a while. A one city challenge. Now I've been meaning to come back and use Yongle for a little while and I mean obviously very fun, very powerful leader, but something else drew my attention on Discord. Now as we all know, Civ 6 values wide play. The better you are, the wider you play and the better you do. Tall play, where you have fewer cities but are much bigger, kind of stems back to the idea of when you used to play Civ 5. Now Civ 5 allowed you to go tradition, it used to have growth and culture and beautiful things. It attracted you to the idea of basically building 4 cities, and Civ 5 also had a lot of wide penalties. With science, with culture, with happiness, there were ways the game restricted you so that you didn't go pointlessly wide. The wider you went, the more cities you had, the worse you were doing. Civ 6, not so much. Short of amenities, there's not really anything that stops you from building, well, cities everywhere. And we've seen that. I've had games where I've had like 50 separate cities and every single one of them has been ecstatic. And at that point, you're like, well, there is no penalty to me going wide whatsoever. You might as well just settle. Hence why, unlike on Civ 5, on Civ 6 the one city challenge has always been a little bit difficult. On Discord, however, this wonderful mod was brought to my attention, CYP Wide Tall. Now this is a bit of a gameplay mod where there have been elements added into the mod to encourage tall growth. Specifically, the bigger the city gets, the more things there are to do. So this is the mod in question. I saw Ryan and was like, yeah, I gotta go for that. If we go down, the general idea is that it gives cities growth and yields and has these really cool extension buildings. All kinds of graphs and all kinds of different things to look at, but basically, the less cities you have and the bigger they get, the more stuff you can do with them. There's new policy cards, there's new great people, there's new projects and dedications and all sorts of things. It looks like a lot of fun, especially if I keep with one city. There's going to be more options for me to do things with, which is just brilliant. I honestly can't wait to have a go with it. Now, being absolutely honest with you, I don't know if this is going to be an entirely balanced mod. I think this makes one city challenges easier, but it is on Deity, it is on standard speed. Today we're playing with a wetland mode map with a legendary start position, although honestly, it doesn't really look legendary, does it? I'm questioning how legendary this is. All this will have done is given the AI a good boost, and I mean, where are my resources? I've got 1 deer and some maize. Oh, I do beg your pardon, there's some rice over here as well. Oh, well, okay then. I don't know how entirely balanced the mod will be, but what it does look like is a lot of fun, and I'm going to make this as kind of a shorter one city challenge series that shows off the mod, because it does some really interesting things later into the game. Let's just move across a little bit, show a little bit more of the map. Well look, don't you love a luxury on a one city challenge that's 6 tiles away from your capital? Oh no, it's 5. That is 5 tiles. Oh, okay, we can get that later. That's fine. Yongle is brilliant at one city challenges. You can convert your production into food, faith, or gold, which is just a lovely, brilliant thing. Once you get to 10 or more population, you get gold, science, and culture for every population in the city. Very powerful. Dynastic cycle makes your Eureka's inspirations feel even better, especially when you've got one city. That's very helpful. And we've got Great Wall. Is Great Wall going to win us the game? No, but it looks beautiful, so I'm going to do it. Remember, if you want to see the exact mods that I'm using in this series, or you want to play along with me, then all of the details of the mods and the save file for this game are all in Discord. Come along and get them. It's worth a look. Discord's a beautiful place. There's almost 10,000 people in it now. You could be one of them. Anyway, without any further ado, let's get started. But before we get started today, I need to tell you about something concerning. Here is Ursa. Ursa was going about their daily life, chomping on crisps, playing Civ 6, when disaster struck. Ursa was unfairly expelled from Oxford University's Civ 6 program. Sad, alone, scared, Ursa made his way to the fabled promised land, the University of Sancor. But there was a catch. The head of the University of Sancor, the vampire Lord Sucklington, refused to let Ursa attend. Without 50,000 subscriptions on his application to enroll, Ursa did not qualify for their world-leading education. The University of Sancor takes only the best. Will you help Ursa stick it to Oxford? Will you subscribe today? Thank you, and back to the video. Turn 1, and I'm on a river, I'm by a mountain, and I'm on a plains hill. At the moment, this looks to be pretty good. Now, I could move one tile north and leave my hill to stand next to more of these 2-2 tiles. Honestly though, I like the idea of having a hill capital, especially if anyone chooses to attack my one city. I feel like that's going to be good. There's no other information that's really causing me to want to move off this, so I'm going to stay there. We haven't played with the great city of Byzantium in some time, so we're going to do that. Let's get a scout. Let's find out a little bit more about my local area, and I think I'd quite like to go immediately for a campus and just get, crazy. I could go for horses and animal husbandry to see if I can unlock the deer quickly, but I like just going for pottery. Let's get the granary. We'll grow as quickly as we can. So already we found a tribal village. What's going to be in the tribal village? A scout. Okay, our 1 scout start has turned into a 2 scout start, which is quite good. And that's a geothermal fissure. Interesting. What I was actually thinking about doing, just from what I could see, was going to be a setup that looked a little bit like that to get my +4 campus. Now, one thing I do want to do is make sure in my capital, because I've only got one of them, I can use cards like rationalism really, really well. And that requires having a +4 adjacency bonus on my district. However, already I can see that I can put the campus there instead, which means I actually have an option to pick up, and I never thought I'd say this, university, which I really don't want to use, but it could in theory be put there. It is 20% science in my city. Oh, I don't know. Don't know about that. Well, we'll see. But if I'm going to pop it there, that immediately means that I'm going to have to chop down some rainforest to do that. So there's no point getting this. Let's go animal husbandry and just we'll hopefully get a lot of workable tiles. Foreign trade boosted already. Really? Asia, America into Godfrey. Oh, nice. I'm right on a continental divide. Interesting. Rapa Nui is to my north. Oh, I could build some giant, cool-looking people. Some Moi. Oh, that would be really fun. Very tempted to do that. I listened to a podcast on Easter Island recently, the Fall of Civilizations podcast. It's really, really interesting. Very sad, but very interesting. Now, one little trick you can do with Yongle is to obviously use a project. Now, I've got 6 production, which means I could, in theory, get 6 gold per turn, 3 food per turn, or 3 faith per turn. I am going to very quickly get some food per turn, and then I'm going to switch into faith per turn once I've got the city going. That will get me a very, very quick early game Pantheon. One of the quickest, and we basically, hopefully, will get 3 rain to choose. There we go, look, 2 population already. We'll take that off the project, put you on the faith. I need 2 turns more gold before I can get one of these tiles to work. I'd like to work another 2-2 production food tile rather than this gold tile over there, but it's fine. We'll make do. What's in the tribal village? Bronze working and Zanzibar. Okay, Zanzibar will be very handy. That'll very much keep my city a lot happier than it could be. And, okay, we have Taruga below us as well. We are the first meet on all of them. Oh, 5% science in all cities for each different strategic resource. These 2 are very important. Actually, they're all going to be really important, but we're going to have to see what we can get. There's some really good things we've unlocked here. Now, the cool thing about a wetlands map is that you don't know how continental it's going to be. Sometimes it's very Pangiri, sometimes it's very continental. We'll kind of work that out. Getting 3 faith per turn, I can increase that now to 4 faith per turn by giving myself a slightly better tile to work. Which is the better option for us? This tile looks like it's going to find some cool tiles there, or I can unlock the campus tile and start working that immediately, just in case I wanted to chop it down quickly. Let's do that. Looks like in my 3 tiles surrounding, there's only 4 mountains, 4 unworkable tiles. Everything else is going to be workable. This is actually pretty good capital location. A couple of ski resorts if I wanted them to. Yeah, no, I quite like this. This is all right. Lots of marsh out here. I'm actually thinking, suddenly, Etmananki might be a good idea as well. We've got a lot of floodplain. I don't really have a lot of production, but I could try chopping it out, maybe, going for a Magna start. The problem is, most of my production long-term in this city is going to be wood-based. Let me show you the hill setup. In this little ring, not a lot of hills, so not a lot of mines, unfortunately. It's going to have to, I don't want to get rid of too much of my wood. I chop it down for a cheap gain right at the beginning. I might end up regretting that pretty quick. Saying that, wonders are both worth, they're all worth a Eureka and an inspiration for me, which is really, really good. So that is something I definitely want to look at. Inspirations are really, really worth it for me. Oh, look, meteor shower. Oh my goodness, you're kidding me. Look at that. That is right next to me. Okay, yeah, perfect. There's a military unit, and suddenly I have a heavy chariot. Beautiful. And we've discovered 2 source of horse. Right there, where I was going to put my campus. Right here, and right there. Okay. That is slightly problematic. That is problematic indeed. That stops me from being able to put my government plaza there. That means that this campus is suddenly less of a useful campus. I do have just a natural +4 on this tile up there. That, however, is on a marsh, not on a rainforest. So that's irrigation to remove, but maybe suddenly that's the play. It's +4. That's all we really care about. That is all we really care about. Suddenly a builder is actually very handy here because these horses are pretty powerful for me. Government-wise, let's put discipline. I mean, I could survey. I've got 2 scouts. We haven't met any barbs at the moment. Let's survey. See if we can do that. And then God King. I could get 1 production, but that production is being halved into faith at the moment. So I might as well get God King for now. 5 faith per turn. This is good. We're soon to get a Pantheon very quickly, hopefully. Pantheon choice. I think I'm pretty close to being first Pantheon here, but I'm not the first because the Settler Pantheon has gone. Fair enough. Now, we've got a bit of a choice. I have a few different ideas. I was thinking fertility rights. Now, fertility rights would give me the advantage of getting a 3 builder, which is good because I could go bam, bam, bam and improve all of these. But it would also give me 10% additional growth. Now, growth rate is not going to be worth a lot to me right now. But later into the game, oh boy, that is going to be worth an absolute ton. However, I do believe the mod is going to give us just a little bit of growth bonus, so we don't necessarily need that one. I could instead go for God of Craftsman. Now, there's nothing I can do with these tiles, but that would be worth 3 production and 3 faith almost immediately. Early game production wise, that would massively help me to try and get Etmananki if I wanted to go for it. River Goddess is always a good idea. Divine Spark is always a good idea. I could go Fire Goddess for the little bit of faith on this tile, but I don't think it's worth working this tile just for that. God of Open Sky, that's worth 3 culture per turn. Oh man, it's basically the choice is whether or not I want some benefit now or lots of benefit later and some benefit now. Oh, you see, fertility rights is really calling to me here, but I think I'm going to get other things that will give me growth. So we're not going to go for that. Let's go for, and I might regret this, let's go God of the Craftsman. It's a little bit different to what we would normally do. And all I need to do now is get a builder as quickly as I can. There's 7 turns on the builder. I think that's probably fine. We'll work these as quick as we can. You never know, we might even find another tribal hut with a builder in it. Weirder things have happened. Oh man, imagine if I got Great Bath with this setup. That would be worth so much faith. Tempting. Who is that? Imhotep is actually the first engineer. If I saved up my gold, which would be fairly difficult, I could go for Imhotep and just work all this stuff. I mean, that is definitely an idea. Do I try and get Etmananki? I am very tempted by that. Let's do that before putting the campus down, meet another civilization. I'm pretty sure I'll meet somebody very soon. Just have a look at the settler map. Sometimes this reveals other AI quickly, but no, it looks like there's lots of space. Annoyingly large amounts of space. Why is it whenever you play one city challenge, you're ages away from anywhere? There is a tribal village there. Let's go and get that. Wulin has been met. Somebody has met. Okay, so there's an AI around here somewhere. We'll keep an eye out for them. Tribal village, 40 gold. Not necessarily a bad thing, that, actually. Let's go hill. I always like having hill scouts. I know there's a lot of wood around me, but I like being able to go onto the tops of hills for more visibility. It's kind of what scouts are all about after all. Oh, now this is the first example of, for instance, one of these extension buildings. So this is part of the mod. Well, as your city gets really big, I think it's got to be 15 population before you even unlock one of these. You get to put in extension buildings over the top of regular buildings that are already in. So for instance, the regular grove gives 2 food, 2 faith, 2 culture to adjacent breathtaking tiles, but the extension improves it by giving it even more yield, gives you more national park tourism. It does cool things when like there is food and powered food when a governor's in it. It increases growth rate. There's lots of really cool things that you can do with these extension buildings, and they exist I think as a tier 2 and 3 building in pretty much every district. So there's archaeological museum ones, art museum ones. There's too much to go into right now. What I think we'll do is we'll play the game a little bit, and as we discover stuff, then we'll be able to see things pop up. Like for instance, research lab and university extensions are quite fun to look at as well. Honestly, this mod looks like a lot of fun. It really does. Norway. You're going to tell me my coasts are weak and easily raided, aren't you? I can just see this happening now. We'll throw a friendship just in case. Okay, no, they are only -5. Oh man, open borders. If open borders was a thing, I think I probably could have convinced them to be friends. Alas, not today. We might have to build a little bit of an army actually just to stop them from wanting to attack me. At least we have 68. I've got 3 heavy chariot and 2 extra scouts, so we've got some military strength, which is pretty handy. Okay, the builder. Let's just quickly go and start getting some horses in. Horsey horsies. There's one, and suddenly that is a 3-3-1 tile. Okay, I'm pretty happy that we've done this now. I've got 11 production. That would be worth 5.5 extra food. That would almost triple my growth, which would mean that I would get a population in like 3 turns. That is tempting. That is very, very tempting. Oh man, it's all about getting to 10 pop as quick as you can with Yongle. As quick as you can dare, because as soon as I get to 10 pop, my city will be worth 20 gold, 10 science, 10 culture per turn. It's a huge increase. It makes Ursa very, very excited. Oh man, I wish there was a one city challenge button you could press so you could get rid of this settler. Like, I was so tempted to press it, but I shouldn't be. Let's get a builder just in case I want to chop something out in order to get Etmananki, because I really want to try and rush that if I can. There's another pasture, and I can start selling horses to Norway. Let's keep an eye out for that, because I probably will need to do a lot of trading in order to just accelerate through this start as much as I can. Oh, I've met down into the snow now. Not a huge amount of tribal villages. I've got a lot of space, but it's kind of the game give and the game take, and it's taken away in that particular regard. Let's get irrigation as well. I think I did have, yeah, I've got a farm I can go and improve over there with this builder. And I mean, Norway is already on 15 science per turn, and they've got 4 techs to my 3, so they're doing quite well. Oi, stop attacking me. Oh, look, I teased the game. It's giving me one now. It's giving me a relic. There we go. We've got a relic. Norway, do you want a relic? Okay, give them next turn. They may look at that and go, you know what? Yeah, go on then. If I can convince Norway to be my friend so that I'm not looking over my shoulder all the time, that would be cool, because I don't like the idea of a berserker army just randomly rushing me. I'm sorry, Barbs, no, you go, you get lost. Don't like that. There's craftsmanship boosted. Perfect. Let's just get that in quickly. I do want a bit of a standing army. I can't allow myself to be too attractive a target. Where are you off to? Where are you going? The scout is headed down south, but I don't remember seeing an outpost. Where is the outpost? Is it literally this one? Is that the one I'm looking at? That's the only one I know of. Oh, fine. I mean, I'll go and see if I can put a dent in it, but seems a bit excessive to me. Craftsmanship has been boosted. Good. Foreign trade. Pick that up quickly now. God King is useful. I was like the gold that it gives me, but I don't know if I need that right now. I think I might put the production in because I'm about to start getting some wonders. And let's get discipline because there's just nothing else for my scouts to really find at the moment. We'll work on it. Etmananki would be worth 1 science and 1 production to all floodplains in the city. Let me just show you how much is in my city. Look at that. It's a lot, isn't it? So yeah, it's tempting. It's very tempting. I'm going to try it. The chance of me actually finishing this is very slim, but I will give it a good go. I mean, ultimately, look at all of this production coming in from the horses. It's got to be worth at least a shot, isn't it? And Norway is going to give me serious gold for my relic. Oh, and for the horses. You know what? Yeah, this is going to supercharge my start. I don't like selling the relic normally, but that is worth too much to me. Oh, hello. That's another meteor site. Let's go and grab that immediately. Irrigation boosted. That's literally like it's 50%. I love the boosts that China gets. Dynastic cycle is just amazing. 50% rather than 40 makes a big difference. Some early game gold. I could save up this gold and just go straight for Imhotep. Feels like a weird play, but I'm tempted to. I mean, otherwise it's the Monument of the Granary, but I can build those with my savage production, and I can't build Imhotep, so you know what? I'm going to save up for Imhotep. That would be 10 turns, like, hang on, the deal that from Norway is like 1,000 gold, so I'm not going to get quite enough just from those deals, but don't worry, like, I've got more horses, we can do more trading later. I just realized I can't even chop it out, I haven't got mining. That's a bit of a problem. That's 11 turns away. It doesn't feel like the weirdest thing. Fertility rights, oh, Norway went for my idea. I knew they were listening over my shoulder. 1 more military chariot, look at that. Beautiful. Send it down south as well, as I just want to pin these barbarians. I don't want them escaping. Doing a pretty good job, actually. The scout can only get so far from here. There you go, look, one attack. That's pretty solid. Pin it with that scout for now. That's looking pretty good. Mining 3 turns. Yep, I'm just going to quickly pick up this tile whilst it's still so ridiculously cheap. We'll remove the marsh. I'll give my a little bit of a population boost. Look at that. Yeah, almost up to 5 pop now. That's looking lovely. Oh, no, it got built. It got built before I got mining and chop it. That was a turn 30 Etmananki. Oh, I've got 41 production from that though, which is okay. Either I can slam that straight into a campus or I can go for another wonder, like Hanging Gardens, for instance, would be a big deal. 15% bonus growth in this city. I mean, that's going to be good. And I do like Great Bath. I like the idea of the Great Bath as well. Should we just go straight for it? This is such a silly thing. Or do I wait for Imhotep? Because at the moment there's campus and I could get a +4 right off the bat. I mean, that would be pretty awesome. But the campus can be built anytime. Let's go Great Bath. Let's say, hey, you know what? We missed out on one wonder. Let's go and get a second. We've got the production. Still got a good start. Oh, you know what? It was only 3 turns worth of campus, but I've saved by not building it. So I think this is actually fine. We don't mind this. I'm going to keep this camp just for a little bit because Temple of Artemis is on my mind. This is crazy how many wonders I'm looking at right now, but it very much is on my mind. And I don't know. I just feel like that could be a lot of fun if we could get some sort of crazy wonder start. Just play my one city strategy into that. This scout hopefully is going to pin this one and stop it from progressing too far. Oh, it's going to go around that way. No, not going to let you round. Oh, early empire. I want to make sure I get the boost to that. I'm playing Yongle. If I don't get the 6 population boost, then what's wrong with me, you know? Scout is going down there. Where are you off to? It doesn't appear to be going to the actual barbarian outpost, so we'll kind of look on mystified as we try and work out what on earth they're doing. Is he going to just disappear down to the south? Yeah, he is. I think he might just be running from me. Let's just move my troops back a little bit, see if we can pincer the scout into sort of reappearing, trap them. It's a trap! That's what we're going to do. I might end up going for a Dark Age to start with, which I'm not necessarily disappointed at, actually. There's no one around me, so loyalty is not so much of an issue for me. Oh, I need to stop doing... I keep looking at the graphic. As the graphic shows you a 40% boost, not a 50% boost. I'm wasting that. However, the Great Bath is finished. That's pretty much salvaged production from the Etmananki. And as a second choice wonder, that's not bad. I've got a lot of floodplain in the city, so now should be protected from being flooded quite nicely. And even if it does flood, I should get faith every time it does, so that's brilliant. Drama and poetry boosted, archery boosted, state workforce boosted. Brilliant. Build a specialty district. We've got that one picked up. Okay, well, we've got to get to 6 pop now. Do I just throw in and get Temple of Artemis immediately? I mean, there's so many wonders we could get. Or I could just give myself a little bit of food. That would be worth like 10 per turn, get myself to 6 pop, get the boost quickly. Okay, saving up my gold for Imhotep I think is just not worth it. Let's just spend it. I feel I'm mixed about what the best strategy is here, but I'm going to just keep bouncing between. Temple of Artemis, now that would be worth a massive 4 amenities, 4 housing, 3 housing and 4 food, just from what I can see. We've got pasture, camp, irrigation there. That would be, so dyes would give me 1. That incense would give me 1 as well, but that's a little too far away from this camp. There is a pasture there. There is a banana there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is as far away as I can get. So in theory, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That citrus is technically in range as well if I could steal it from Rapa Nui, which is difficult, but I could destroy city states later into the game. There's nothing stopping me doing that. All right, what I'm going to do is, are we getting a normal edge? We're getting a normal edge. We've got 9 turns. Hero score is always going to be a bit of a problem for me, to be absolutely honest with you. So we go Temple of Artemis. I'm tempted to pop it there. Temple of Artemis, it will keep the dyes in range. It puts the citrus in range, puts the bananas in range. Yeah, now this is the tile, but I want to chop down that forest first. I don't want to lose out on the production there. So we'll get the builder, then I'll pop the campus down, and then we'll chop that out. Then I'll Temple of Artemis, and if Hanging Gardens are still around afterwards, then brilliant. We'll go through that as well, but I think we might be getting a little bit greedy. Nothing wrong with being a little bit greedy, but we may be getting a little bit greedy. Actually, Scout, just set up on that hill for a second. Hopefully they'll attack you there. Yep, they certainly did, and that's not a bad defensive location, but there are more barbs than that one Scout can handle, so we'll bring in the heavy chariot for a bit of reinforcement. Norway want to do a bit more trading for some horses. I mean, it's not risky at all. Norway would never, use those horses to attack me. It'd never do that. What do people mean? Campus is on the way. Let's go chop that out. And if there's a forest on a hill, I'm going to chop it out and put a mine down there. For me, it's worth the production, so we'll go and do that now. Pyramids has been built, by the way. No desert for me, not a problem. Okay, time to chop. Let's chop this out quickly, and then this out quickly. There's the campus, 3 era score. I probably should have saved that for another era, but I'm just rushing, you know? We're just pushing through as quickly as we can. One thing I could do, 19 production now. I could just throw this into food and just level up a little bit, but the city is leveling up by itself, and whilst we have the opportunity to get things like Temple of Artemis, I'm tempted to just go through it, you know? Could regret this, but I feel like for now we're not going to. As urban planning, discipline, that's all good. We can get state workforce now for wonder building. Lovely. And my first governor, as tempting as it is for Magnus to be popped down, it's got to be Pingala. I mean, Pingala, 15% extra science in a city that's already going to be getting a lot of science. That's 10 per turn with this campus coming in. That's looking nice. We don't mind that at all. Do a quick open border trade with Norway. If I can get them on side, if I can be friends with Norway, I will be in a much, much safer position. I just any game with Norway on your borders, I just can't stand it. It's like, Mali, new Mali as well. Sundiata Kita, very nice to meet you. Honored to meet you. Exchanging information on capitals is great. You are quite far away, and you have a luxury. Good on you, sir. Right, I'm going to grab that quickly because my capital is crazy unhappy. Oh, and they want horses. Perfect. Look at that. These are the horsey deals that we're after. No more horsing around for Ursa. He's literally selling his horses by the shipload. I could library it up next turn as well, which is kind of tempting. Saying that though, I think getting a wheel, mining a resource, that's important. Did I get any iron? Any iron for me? I did get iron. It's a little far away, but that is a strategic resource, and my Pantheon would work that even further. So we're going to go and see if we can just buy that tile in, which, I mean, it's not expensive. 165 gold. I've just got a load from trading. That is very much worth it. Oh, I should have thrown open borders, but -7. I don't think they were going to be friends with me. That's fine. Pingala, we go, is finished already. Do we get culture or do we get science? I think we've got to go culture for the government, haven't we? I never regret doing that. So let's go connoisseur. That's already going to be worth about 6 culture per turn in 4 turns once Pingala has established. I think the scout can kill the barb camp. Military tradition boosted, and we're just going to keep pushing in. There's a lot of barbs on this little peninsula. I will exterminate them. We will drive them into the sea. Hey, normal age will do. I could have probably gone for a dark age there, but I would rather just accelerate through. Free inquiry, we're going to do a lot of eurekas. Let me tell you, we're playing China, so that's absolutely going to be a thing, and we're going to get a library very shortly as well. Here, for instance, is 2 eurekas. We're going to go back to wheel. There's iron working, but as you can see, we're going to go bam, wheel boosted, iron working boosted, and I think I should get apprenticeship boosted. There you go. You see, those should all be worth 60% boosts as well, I think. Oh no, it's normal age, isn't it? We're just getting era score. Never mind. I love it when, as China, you get the extra 10% on the boosts. It's like, yep, I didn't have enough science, and now I feel better about the situation. I could have got Omani, by the way. And actually, Taruga is now worth 10% extra science in my city because I do have iron and horses in it. So something to bear in mind that. There's astrology in the tribal hut and masonry as well. Nice. I don't think I actually have any quarryable stuff near me, so masonry as a boost is a really, really handy one. So there's wheel. I got wheel because I'm on a river, which means I can now get the watermill. It will give 1 extra food to this maze. Not super important that, but it is also the boost for construction. Construction is much more important because that will give me a basically infinite supply of production. So let's get masonry quickly, then we'll get horseback riding and push through. 7-year flood. Here we go. This is the sort of thing that I'm looking for because the Great Bath is going to give me huge benefits. It was on the wrong river for that flood, but you know what? Doesn't matter. Temple of Artemis, camp, pasture, plantation improvements within 4 tiles of this wonder provide 1 immunity. I think this will make my capital ecstatic, which is wonderful, and it gives me more food and more housing. So as a wonder, that is absolutely going to turbocharge my capital, which is brilliant. Oh yeah, look, you see, look at all these extra yields. Oh, once we get feudalism, that'll be Wonderful. I think I might just hanging gardens it like immediately. Honestly, why not? At this rate, we've got very good levels of everything coming in. I've got iron as well. Oh, Marley will like iron. I'll wait for a little bit. They want open borders as well, and they're going to pay me huge money for it, and I want their open borders, so yeah, there you go. They value my open borders at pretty much nothing, so I just managed to, steal theirs in immediately. And that's great, because it means I can go and explore through their territory, which means hopefully meeting everybody first. If I can medieval golden age, that'll be pretty handy. That's political philosophy, and I'm going to take a slightly strange move for you today. I am not going to go classical republic. I'm going to go autocracy. 10% production towards wonders, which is wonderful. 1 extra yield in my capital on everything, including food, which helps me to grow. I can put corvée in. I've got urban planning. We've got discipline. Discipline's like okay. I'm still fighting barbarians everywhere. I'm going to put diplomatic league in, but yeah, this will just help me to, burn through that wonder. 6 turns on that. Brilliant. Well, now that we've got that, I might as well get some envoys. Let's get mysticism, go for drama and poetry. I reckon I might go feudalism first, actually. I've just noticed my culture per turn. Oh, we're doing nicely. That's looking lovely. Oh, Zanzibar's now available. Norway is they're doing the old Omani trick. I love it. You'll love to see the AI playing well like that. That actually gives me the amenities that I need to be ecstatic in this city. 28 production. Oh, I could be growing so fast. I do need to actually focus very soon on going for growth. If I don't go for growth, I'm going to forget to do it, and I'm going to regret it very quickly. Tell you what, though, any Yongle game with ecstatic one city like that's good. Oh, I forget how much gold Marley gets from mines. It's wonderful to see. You love to see it. And I've got diplomatic favor, which the AI doesn't value at the moment. I could be buying it for cheap. I don't do this little glitch. Like, I know I could. I'm missing out on 3 gold, but it feels bad. I know my line. The line that I draw isn't particularly linear or clear, but you got to draw it somewhere, and that's where I draw mine. Oh, here's the library, by the way. I probably could be saving for something a little bit better, but it gives me again a dedication bonus Eureka score. So you got to take it whilst you can. Oh, these barbarians are everywhere still. Come on, I'm done with you. Away, go away. There's horseback riding. Let's get construction now. I can get myself another builder. Oh, my gold for the relic with Norway has just expired. It's always going to expire at some point, but it's always sad to see it go. One thing I like about a one city challenge, they go really quick. There's the games, they pass really fast. None of this like faffing around with 700 cities, having to balance between city projects and try and work out what on earth you can do. It all happens. It all happens quickly. It's wonderful. Do I actually even still have boosts for hanging gardens? I don't think I do, because it's an ancient era tech, ancient era wonder. I think I've got all of the eurekas and inspirations from the ancient era. So there you go. Growth in the cities complete. That's 15% extra food growth in my capital going forward. That means now, if I were to so choose, I would be able to hugely rush the food. And you know what? I'm very tempted to do that. I've got 27 production. That would be worth another 13 food per turn. I could rush to 10 pop as quick as I could. Or I could go for Apadana. I'm removing so many of my tiles at the moment. I don't know if this is a good idea. I really don't know if this is a good idea. Do I want Apadana? I do, but is it what I need? Let me think about this. This is now pretty much the only space, it is the only space available for an aqueduct, which I do need if I was then going to dam this river and then, for instance, industrial zone. The dam could go across, just thinking this through, because I've got theatre square availability as well. If I were to dam that instead, then industrial zone there, so sort of shifting it along a little bit. That means I could theatre square in this area. I'm just looking for a good government plaza place. See what amazing and ridiculous yields I can get from a good government plaza. If I were to say theatre square on this tile, that would be worth a +3. Then actually, I think the dam could in theory go there, right? Yeah. The way that river works, it could go there, which means I could government plaza there. Seems a bit ridiculous. And then in theory, commercial hub there, and then go for Ruhr Valley in that tile. That's probably not the most efficiently I could do it, but it's pretty efficient. It's efficient enough. Let's get the government plaza done. This, if I get the building in the government plaza, I'll get oligarchic legacy. I'll get a bit more of every yield. I think that works for me right now. No, I don't want to start a war. No. Yosemite. Oh, that's why Norway are doing so well. Look at that. I literally put a poll up on my channel. This ages the video slightly. Today's poll was I asked people what their favorite starting wonder was after a little selection. I like Yosemite. I think it's a very overpowered start. As much as I love 3 culture and gold, extra science, extra food, oh, such are things that the civilizations are made on. Oh, I meant to change games and recreation. Ursa. I've lost about 2 turns worth of culture from that. That's not handy. Never mind. River flooded again, by the way. 2 tiles gained fertility. This is a really good tile. And look at all of this extra faith per turn. Yummy. Some amber available to me. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to buy these things just in case Norway decides to denounce me later. I'd rather do that. I did see as well they've got a religion. Norway have choral music. Unmet player has Feed the World. Feed the World is what I want. I will absolutely try and hold on to Feed the World, as is the usual case. See what we can do. Oh, these barbs are an absolute nightmare. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. If I go 1 attack like that and then 2, I think I can kill that one. Oh, there's another barb on the way. Right now is not the time for this. I'm going to just build 2 archers. I do need a bit of a defensive army. I always do this. I always leave it far too late. Not today. Researcher, look at this extra science per turn. 32 science per turn already on turn 59. 1 city challenge. The mod, by the way, at this point, the mod nor Yongle is doing anything. This is a total vanilla playthrough so far. This is what we call a good start. I very rarely have them this good, I'll be honest with you. Okay, the barbs are getting some revenge now. Here they come. We do the old repeat. 1, 2, like that. Yep, there we can. Perfect. Construction is here. I can get myself a builder now. Get myself some really good things. Let's go for currency. Don't have a trade route yet. How have I not managed one of those? That's pretty special. Don't go for the mine. Go, yep, towards the city. There we go. That's perfect. This is exactly what I want you to do. Come towards me. These wonders can't be pillaged. It's a nice thing. So we know that we've got a little bit of success if they head in this direction. But yeah, we just don't like what the barbs are up to here. It's not fun. 4 turns until we get to 10 pot, by the way. That is very exciting. I can't lie. Yeah, that's right, barbs. That's right, you are stuck there. You can't go anywhere, so I'm actually going to attack the one further away, because that one might run away, and I do not want any barbs to escape alive. None of you shall escape. And finally, a very special shout out goes to Glorious Petra, Matthew Wilkinson, Paul Coffey, Dayboy91, Seancrates, Portland, Scott Stratton, Major King Kong, Davalex, Skeptical Bear, Kroger Brand Trail Mix, Alex Noob, Cinnamon Beard, Petra Ryan, Matthew Hatch, Rom88, Radiatore, Private Selection Genoa Salami, Boy Zorro, Callum Billy, Garrett Gowan, Polar Bear Ray, El Truand, Creston, RB Hedged, Mushkin Mandeltort, Esri Dax, Deeble Time, Shoelace, Burial, I'm Daft, Gooberman, Clint Hennez, Dr. Bobby, Polar Wallabear. Thank you all for your support. See you next time. Goodbye.